Welcome back to Shiba'S Gaming Update. We have a plethora of updates going on that I personally care about. And today is the biggest one to me, which is Nintendo announces that starting in May with Yoshi and the Mysterious Book, new Nintendo published digital titles exclusive to Switch 2 will have a MSRP that is different from physical versions, meaning digital games will be cheaper than the physical versions. We have been asking for this for a long time. I'm not gonna lie. It was stopped by the brick and mortar companies like Walmart, etc., because basically they were selling the games and then they would be like, we don't want your game in our store if it's gonna be cheaper on digital stores. There was a lot of conversations about this and it really was just like a fluff conversation. But now we're here. And let's read what Nintendo says in their own words. About Nintendo Switch 2 game prices, beginning in May 2026, starting with the pre-orders for Yoshi and Mysterious Book, new Nintendo published digital titles exclusive to Switch 2 will have an MSRP that is different from physical versions. Nintendo games offer the same experiences whether in package or digital format. And these changes simply reflect the different costs associated with producing and distributing each format and offers players more choice in how they can buy and play Nintendo games. As always, retail partners set their own prices for physical and digital games, and pricing for each title may vary. And this is proof that Yoshi and Mysterious Book, you know what I'm saying, this is the proof of digital sales being cheaper now. It is $59.99 digitally and $69.99 physically, right? And this is Boundary Break, a popular YouTuber who does a lot of behind the scenes stuff for games and stuff, out of bounds stuff. And I agree with his point 100% about this topic. Being a gamer since the 90s and seeing how companies execute 10-year plans, here's how I speculate this will go. Step 1, overpriced games, which we've been living in for a long period of time now. Step 2, make digital games artificially cheaper. That's where we are now. Step 3, get majority users to buy digital. Because you want to know why? They will make way more money if you buy on their platform than anywhere else. Period. There's low overhead too when it comes to digital games. They're not selling you any physical product, so it's just straight. Once they've created the game, it's just straight product after that, straight cash. 4, abandon physical next-gen generation games since majority audience have been conditioned to purchase digitally. Expect comments like, "Who needed physical games anyway? Digital has always been a cheaper option for a while now." Step 5, overpriced digital games, and that's kind of what PS5 has been doing, and they're kind of doing a lot of bullshit now, but we'll get to that in a bit. Checkmate. You no longer have a free market to trade or buy or sell pre-owned games. And now the market value of video games is 100% in the hands of the corporations. I am someone who is mainly digital. I play a lot of PC games. Most of my console games on PS5 have been digital, right? But I always and 100% want game preservation and want physical games to always exist. Want to know why? Because at any point in time, a developer or a publisher could just take that game away from us and we never have access to that game again. We see that time and time and time again. This is scary because I'm one of the people who has always been skeptical about Nintendo. Nintendo may come off as the family-friendly company and all this other stuff, but when it comes to their business practices, sometimes it's a little sketchy. And then you see what they're really trying to do, and it turns into problems like game sharing being like really ass right now on Switch 2. Like it's probably the worst family sharing, game sharing thing in the industry right now. They do things like that to protect their IPs, and that's what they say, but it really just restricts their users and families from being able to play games together. There's no reason why Nintendo doesn't have a proper family sharing. There's no reason why I can lend you a game for 12 to 14 games and it comes back to me digitally. There's ways they could do it better, but they don't want to do it that way because they know if you make it a little bit irritating, people who don't want to do it and they just go buy another copy of the game. But anyway, digital games being cheaper should have been a thing forever, right? I 100% agree with that, 100%. It should always been cheaper. There's no reason why digital games should have been the same price. Now we're getting to the point where they're not going to be. And this leads to things like Boundary Break said, is inflating their own stores eventually with it being even more expensive because there's no other way you can get these games. The reason why games go on sale constantly and why you can find different sales over here and over there is because they're everywhere. Like you can find physical games at different stores and they can go on sale at different times in those places. Those places have different sales and you can be able to get it for a better value, depending on where you go to. Digital is not really like that. The PC market is like that because there's a lot of other stores on the PC space where you can get codes for Steam and you can get it through that way. But when it comes to console, not really. Xbox games does it. Xbox have codes you see from time to time where they're way cheaper than the physical versions. But PlayStation has locked that shit down a long time ago, and they're getting sued right now for having a monopoly. Nintendo, you can kind of get some games digitally with codes, but not as many. One thing I can say about Nintendo fans is they love buying physical games. One of my closest friends is a Nintendo demon, and he wants to buy physical, but this right here is just another reason for him to pivot. He's been thinking about it constantly, like with the game key cards being the way they are, like it's kind of forcing people digital, because there's no point of having a game key card if eventually this is a very, very like hypothetical situation. That game key card can't access the game because guess what? The servers are gone. Or Nintendo, the way Nintendo does their online server, they changed it so now certain game key cards you can't access properly. Things like that can happen, right? If it's not physically on that card, it can happen, and it's scary, to be honest. Like, what's the point of doing it when I can have it digitally and it's the same thing as that key card? A kind of another reason why this happened too is I think because of the cartridges themselves. Those cartridges are expensive. That's why the game prices are going up, and all those Nintendo games have a premium tax to it because those cartridges are expensive to make. Like you will see games on PS5 and Xbox and PC be way cheaper than on Nintendo because those cartridges cost a lot of money. Another reason why this probably happened is to show that they know how expensive this shit is, and it'll be way cheaper, and how much space is on these cards too, because a lot of these games can't fully put their games on them game key cards. It's a magical moment too how Cyberpunk put that whole game on the game key card. They put their home game on that key card, and I still like applaud them for doing so, because most games refuse to do it. Like a game like Persona 3 Reload should be able to fit on there, but they don't want to do it because it'll take effort. It's easier just to have a DRM card and have them download the full game from the internet. Putting the work in to make sure it can fit on there, and even then, some games can't even fit on there because like I don't see how Rebirth will ever fit on there. Final Fantasy Rebirth, that game is like 135 gigs. Like I don't know how that game will ever fit on a game key card. But yeah, it's a scary time. Like yes, this is nice for me personally because I don't buy physical games like that at all anymore. I'm one of the people who switched over when I immediately had a chance, right? Because I don't really care for collecting physical things at this point in time. I would eventually love to, but at this point in time, I don't necessarily care. But for the people who do collect, this is scary because like what happens when more and more people switch over to digital? Nintendo starts publishing and making less physical products, physical games, and then now you're stuck with just whatever the fuck they do digitally. And it's kind of insane. I don't fully like it. And I don't know. I'm mixed about it because one, yes, I love that the games will be cheaper digitally. They should have always been that way. But and this is hypothetical. We don't know in the future. We don't know. I think even Nintendo made a statement. Yeah, Nintendo clarifies the cost of physical games is not going up following decisions to charge different prices for US physical and digital Switch games. The cost of physical game is not going up. This means that when Nintendo sells digital versions of Nintendo published games exclusive to Nintendo Switch 2 to consumers, that's a mouthful, but what they're saying is only the Nintendo Switch 2 games that Nintendo makes themselves, right? Not the ones that have a Nintendo 1 and 2 versions, only the ones that they make, and it's only for Nintendo Switch 2. Those prices have a lower price than the physical partners. That's it. So they're trying to clarify different things right now, and I get it. It's a lot for people to understand if you're not really, reading between the lines or like doing like I am and reading different places and stuff like that. And it's only bad if what we think is gonna happen happens. It's only bad if this happens, right? Which, if I'm to be a betting man, I think will happen because it just makes perfect sense. Like I don't trust companies to do the right thing from time to time. Nintendo is more often doing the right thing for their developers and the people from time to time, like kind of like this. But then you get stabbed in the back with some bullshit. You're like, fuck. Interesting that it's finally happening. Scary that it could lead to some bullshit. We just gotta wait and see. Nintendo has been the first ones to do a lot of stuff this generation when it comes to $80, the trading thing digitally, game sharing thing digitally. They've done a lot of things first, and we're gonna see how it looks. We're gonna see if anybody follows them with this. I'm interested in this heavy. More Nintendo stuff to get out the way. Nintendo cuts Switch 2 output by over 30% on weak US sales. This is by Bloomberg. The company plans to make 4 million units of its flagship device this third quarter, a third less than 6 million they originally had. So the output of Switch 2s is being lowered. They're not selling as much as they thought they would. And yeah, it kind of makes sense because like what games are out? The last big one, in my opinion, was Pokopia, right? But even then, that was just like, it wasn't like, oh, I gotta go grab a Switch 2. It's like, oh, I got a Switch 2, I can play it. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not surprised by the decrease in output for Switch 2. Oh, Epic Games. Epic Games has laid off 1,000 employees and they're shutting down 3 Fortnite modes. And those modes are Rocket Racing, Ballistics, and Festival Battle Stage. Not the other festival mode, but I think the mode where you can like all go into like a lobby and like be dancing on different stages and doing different stuff. It's kind of stupid because they did this whole trying to create multiple ways to play in Fortnite. Multiple things. They try to be a hub, a creative hub, which they are. They are a creative hub of different type of game modes. But Rocket League barely got any love. Not Rocket League. Rocket Racing barely got any love. Ballistic definitely didn't get no love. I didn't see anything about Ballistics being updated at all. And this battle stage mode was kind of useless. Like, not even kind of. It was useless. So like, the Rocket Racing had the most potential in my opinion, but they didn't even try. And now they're taking away. So what happens with all the car stuff? Do they continue to pump out car stuff? Yes, because they want to make money. But yeah, it's kind of gross. And of course, Tim Sweeney dumbass had a statement. In the coming days, employers will see a stream of resumes of once in a lifetime quality folks. An important thing to understand is that Epic never lowered our hiring standards as we grew, and the layoff wasn't a performance-based right sizing, as companies call it nowadays. It is a sound bet that anyone with Epic Games on their resume is in the top few % of their discipline. Nigga, you just fired 1,000 people when y'all make so much fucking money. So much money. It's ridiculous. It's beyond tone deaf, like this comment says. Like, you don't understand that people just lost their fucking livelihood because of you, because of y'all bad business practices, because y'all keep having all these random ass collabs that nobody asked for. Nobody asked for all these random ass collabs that y'all keep having, and then game modes get shut down, people get fired, and you blame us, and then you raise the prices and lower the rewards in game. Like, that's another thing. They lowered the rewards you get from the battle pass now. So now, I used to think about Fortnite having the best battle pass in the industry, one of the most rewarding battle passes. Now it was ass. They blaming it on gotta keep the lights on. Like, what? What? Fortnite, rest in peace. I have no plans to ever go back. I usually go back for video game skins that I cared about, but I have no plans. The gameplay isn't for me either. Like, there's nothing left for me there. So good riddance, I guess. But sad that the people got fired. Hope they land on their feet. Hopefully they find better places to work at. And all these game modes is closing down because they didn't support them. Ridiculous. Another idiot. Jensen Huang. Of course, everybody's seen this man's face over and over again from NVIDIA. He says this, by the way, out of his fucking mouth. I don't love AI slot myself, says NVIDIA chief Jensen Huang. I'm empathetic towards what gamers are thinking. That's just not what DLS5 is trying to do. I show several examples of it. But DLS5 is 3D conditioned, 3D guided. It is ground truth structure data guided. So the artist determined the geometry. We are completely truthful to the geometry in every single frame. If you didn't know, it turned out that it is just taking a frame of the game and then painting over it, basically. But he's still trying to act like it's something like not what we're saying and that we don't understand what the technology is. We don't need to know the exact details to know what it is. Like, yes, normal people like me will never know the exact details of how this is being done. But you can look at something and tell it looks fucking wrong. And that the art style isn't exactly the same. I saw another comment from the director of Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. He said another dumb statement talking about like people are not going to stop this, the haters are not going to stop this. Yeah, we know we're not going to stop it, but we can make sure they tweak it so other companies that we love and cherish won't do no bullshit like this. Like a Capcom. Capcom says it will not implement assets generated by AI into our game content, but still has plans to use AI to enhance efficiency and boost productivity in game development. Capcom told investors that its players won't be presented with any AI assets, but it's unclear where it draws the line. From what I'm gathering from this, right, you can see they're saying about it to enhance efficiency and boost productivity within our game development processes. The things that already existed, right? There are already AI tools in the game industry, hell, in most industries that help people do things faster, not necessarily create things, but it helps speeds up processes. I think those should exist. AI is not inherently bad, but you know, it's great to hear them saying that after the backlash that DLSS 5 got, hey, we don't We don't want to do that. We don't want that. We don't like this. Like, hey, we don't like this either. So shout out to them. Somebody, at least a big company who was involved, made a stance. Like Bethesda is still, Bethesda's doing Bethesda things. So but shout out to somebody that's like, nah, we don't mess with that. It's not good for us and it's not good for gamers. So nice. Replace game length and Xbox Series performance targets revealed. I'm so excited for this game since I first seen it. The art style is amazing. Like the vibe, like a cyberpunk vibe like this it looks like it's gonna be a very fun ride. And the game will be around 8 hours long. And on Xbox, it'll be 4K 60 FPS around there. They have no comments about a PS5 or Switch 2 release, obviously. But this game gonna be one of them ones. It looks like it's gonna be a special game, and I hope it's good. Because everything I love about this style and like the music, everything about that is my type of vibe. So shout out to Replace. It's coming out soon. April. Yeah, coming out in April. So we're gonna finally get a chance to play it and see if it's good or not. Next, Battlefield Hardline is ending support for PS4 and Xbox One soon. In a statement posted on March 23rd, it was announced that Battlefield Hardline will no longer be supported on PS4 and Xbox One, beginning Friday, May 22nd. That's kind of fast. Both last gen servers will be shut down. They did say PC players will not be impacted, but we don't know how long that would be. I mean, they usually keep their servers up for like pretty much forever. I don't know if they're like bad company servers are still up. I don't know, but pretty much all their games, like the past 5 games, I can say their servers are still up. So yeah, it's unfortunate. You can't game preservation when it comes to online games on console is even worse than ever. Like most freaking online games just end up just being gone, and there's nothing we can really say or do about it. This is from GameSpot. Sony shuts down former COD dev studio amid wider cuts. Dark Out Loud Games. I've never heard of them, but they were basically, the head was a former Treyarch a lead developer. Yeah, 50 people just lost their jobs again. It's not funny. It's sad. Like, once again, like, even though this is a smaller studio, I get it, but they didn't even announce a game. Like, no game was announced from them. They just got shut down like a couple of days ago. I mean, I have nothing to say. It's just Sony has managed a lot of companies bad. They really have. A lot of companies that Sony has been doing like the past couple of years, they fucked them up. They acquire people and just basically ruined them. I'm not gonna lie. Once again, unfortunately, I have to say this again in the same video. Hopefully they land on their feet. Hopefully they find better places to work at than under people who don't understand how to manage their studios and developers better. Oh, we talked about this before, but now there's even more proof that's happening in America. PlayStation is still doing dynamic pricing, like really, really nasty stuff like this. Like this Stellar Blade right here, 39, and then a 29 right there. I seen another one recently where he brought Stellar Blade and Astrobot. He brought Stellar Blade. It had a 70% sale for $21. That's crazy. And Astrobot Deluxe Edition was cost $28. And he was able to get both of them. And he's like, this is extremely weird pricing from Sony. If you're gonna put games on sale, make it fair for everyone, not just a few gamers. Like, I don't like this. Why are they doing like sales for you, no sale for you, sale for you, but you get this type of, you get a little sale like that? It's fucking stupid. It's really dumb. Instead of just having, I don't know, better sales across the board, you can have just better sales across the board. Why are they picking and choosing? Why are they trying to find a proper balance between while using their data to like be like, oh, you might like this game, so let me put this on sale a little bit more for you. You might bite people try to use people's data too much to try to do really scummy stuff. Like, and that's all that's happening right now. They're using your data to do really scummy stuff and try to sell you something again. Like, it's really garbage. Yeah, that's all we gotta say. It's just really, really, really garbage. Next, Microsoft Gaming CDO reportedly exploring bundling Game Pass with Netflix after personally killing everything as an Xbox push. Asha Sharma, she's been heard from around these parts a lot recently by saying different things like making console first and like we're listening to about exclusives and stuff like that. And actually saying things about Game Pass and making Game Pass cheaper. The Xbox fans are looking for hope, like glimmer of hope from after all this trauma they've went through over these past couple of years, even decades. And they're saying everything that people want to hear, that Xbox console fans want to hear. And I don't necessarily think they're going to achieve most of it. It's still early. I would love to be wrong. Please, let me be wrong. I want you to be thriving and succeeding. Please. But I just don't know how they're going to be able to pivot so hard and get people back. Hard work is good. It's going to take hard work. But even then, it's going to be really, really hard to get people back. You have to do everything right and make not a single mistake. And do I trust Microsoft and Xbox to do that? Hell no. Hell no. They stumble over like simple things. So her saying she want to make the Game Pass simpler, and then they talking about like adding like ad tiers and stuff like that, and like little stuff that'll make kind of Game Pass nasty. I'm not gonna lie, having like an ad tier, unless they're talking about adding the Netflix ad tier to the Game Pass formula and having, you know, I don't like it. Personally, I'm not gonna lie to you. I 100% would want them to find ways to make things cheaper, but if it involves throwing ads in people's faces, then keep it as a premium. I'm being negative. I'm being a little bit too negative. I know. I just don't personally trust Xbox to do anything properly right now. I'm gonna wait and see until they prove to me that they're gonna do stuff and do the industry better and do their developers better and put out better games. So, you know, I'll just leave that as there. I won't be too negative on Xbox currently. Pragmata. This is my next game that I'm really excited about. I'm excited for Mouse PI 2 and Soros, but Pragmata is probably my number one, right? Everyone says I remind them of someone. Want to take a guess who it is? You mother. You know how we all got our freaking like Dokes memes and we're just pointing like trying to find the connection between Mega Man and this game. And I'm gonna find it. You hear me? I'm gonna find it. You just stoking the fire now. You just got me thinking more now. We gonna find a way. You know what I'm saying? You can't keep doing this. Look at her sleeve. You can't keep doing this. All right, Capcom, you know what you're doing. Look how she's posing. It's a Mega Man game, y'all. It's a Mega Man game, y'all. I don't know how. I don't know when I'm gonna find out, but when I do, I'm gonna let y'all know. But that is it for this gaming update from me. A lot of sad news, a lot of weird random news, a lot of just like, I don't know how we're gonna feel about this. Like Nintendo stuff. I don't know. I'm interested in seeing how it proceeds in the future. Cause it could be really, really good, but yeah, I'm not that big of an optimist. But let me know what y'all think. What do you think about Nintendo digital games being way cheaper? What do you think about Sony's pricing when it comes to like dynamic pricing? What do you think about Pragmata being Mega Man? Let me know all that you think. And that is it. That is all I am out. Peace.